Hello everybody, I have an update for you regarding my Star Wars ranked and reviewed series that I've been working on. And if you watched my latest Terraria video, which it seems totally unrelated to Star Wars, you will have heard a little bit about this. However, I started to do the video. I started from the very beginning of where I was going to start ranking, which happens to be Star Wars Episode 1, because I'm going chronologically through the story of the movies. So basically Episode 1 through to Episode 9, and then also hitting Solo and Rogue One along the way. And I made it basically to the end of Phantom Menace on my review, and realized that if I continued, the video length was going to be about 11 hours if I did it all as one lump sum video, which was the intended idea behind it. But I realized I've got a lot to say about Star Wars, which is not surprising considering I'm a huge fan of Star Wars, and I'm also very critical of things, and there's a lot to say, plus there's a bunch of cool information that you can throw in there, like trivia and whatnot. So this is just an update saying that I've changed the series. It is now, instead of going to be a big video with the entire movies ranked and then a big video with all of the shows ranked, which the outcome of that, by the way, I ran a poll determining whether or not I should do the ranking of the shows as like one show and I put it in the ranking, or if I should do each series, or sorry, each season of the show. And the result was that I should do each season. So that's the end result there. So basically, it's going to be one episode per thing. So Star Wars Episode 1, which is going to release tomorrow, barring any unforeseen circumstances, is going to be out, and you'll be able to watch my ranking and viewing of that first movie. And then the next one would be Star Wars Episode 2, and then Episode 3, then Solo, Rogue One, so on and so forth. So yeah, we're going to do the movies first. So there'll be 11 episodes of it. It's going to go all the way through spring, probably into summer. I could do it weekly, which would be 11 weeks back to back. So that's, a pretty significant amount of time. And then after that, I'm going to start the shows. And I don't know where I'm going to start on the shows or how I'm going to handle that. But yeah, for the most part, the shows are going to also have their own episodes. So the Clone Wars will have its own episode. Mandalorian will have its own episode. Andor will have its own episode. That one's going to be a spicy one. I'm really looking forward to that one. And yeah, that's the general idea that I have going forward for this series. So why the need for this video? Well, I've been talking up this series for the last month, as I've decided that it was something that I was going to do to lead up to Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which that is out soon. That's out like in 2 days or whatever. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm going to do a bunch of videos on that, obviously. However, I realized that in making the series that I'm, number one, far more passionate about this than I originally thought I was. So I got a lot to say. And number two, I wanted to set the correct expectations here, that when you see the hour-long video that's going to go up tomorrow about Episode 1, that you're not thinking it's the entire thing and then listening to the entire hour and be like, oh, he's not going to get to the other 10 movies he's only going to have 10 minutes left in this to get the other 10 movies. So yeah, that's basically how that is going to work. So if you have any ideas or suggestions on that, now is the time to throw that in, and it may not make it in for next episode because I'm already in the phase of editing footage for that. I've already done all my audio. But for basically Episode 2 onward, we'll be able to change that. And if you have any ideas for how you want me to go about doing the TV shows, obviously, like I said, I'm going to do it one show at a time and then rank all of the seasons in the master list. And if you don't know how I'm going to do that, essentially, the first video, or the first set of videos, all the movies. So we have 11 movies to rank. And then we will then add the TV shows into that, but we'll also have a separate list of just the TV shows as well. So there'll be one master list with all of it in there and how I rank all that together, each season of a show. And then if all of that ends up working out well and I still have the passion to continue going, I may very well do all of the video games and keep that as a separate list as well. So we'll see how that works out. That is my current goal, is to get to that, but that won't be till way later in the year. And we will also be adding all of the new stuff in. So the point of this is so I can always have a thing to to turn back to and be like, if you want to know my opinions on XYZ, because I talk a lot about Star Wars and I always get questions of being like, how do you rank the movies? So this is going to be able to point to that, be like, well, if you want to know, you can go check out that series. But as new things come out, so like as Ahsoka comes out in the fall, we can make a whole episode on Ahsoka once all of the episodes are out, right? I'm not going to review it, week by week. I'll do it just all as one giant episode where I rank the entire season that they put out, and then we can add that into the master list, and this will continue, foremost into the entirety of next year and into the future. Basically, anytime they add something new, we'll add it into the master list, and I think that this is going to be a fun little series. The goal of this is, one, like I said, to have my master list I can point to, and two, to create a critical discussion, a healthy critical discussion about these things, the movies and the TV shows and potentially the video games, because I'm getting tired of listening to people who don't understand Star Wars talk about it. And so by creating the series, we're going to be able to kind of put all the cards on the table and be like, this is what this is. Let's talk about this. What do we feel about this? What do we think about this? We're all going to have different opinions on these particular movies and which ones are good and which ones are bad. The general consensus is obviously there for which are the good ones, but there are some gray area movies that people really like and some people really hate. So how do we talk about that? How do we express the fact that you being critical of something is not objective and is instead all critical thought is actually very subjective, because your experience determines how you think about something, and that's just a pretty normal thing. So that's kind of the goal of all this. I'm really looking forward to it. So check that episode out when it lands tomorrow. I'm hoping to get it out way earlier than I normally do for a video, because the moment that Jedi Survivor is available to play, I will be hopping in and recording it and getting an episode up of that just ASAP. So we'll see how that ends up panning out with everything. I know right now there's some early previews and there's some technical issues, so we'll see if that's even a possibility. Keep your ears out on the channel pages, community page, because I'll post there, and on Twitter what the updates are. But thank you for any feedback you have. I just wanted to update you guys on how I've changed the series, because it's a pretty big shakeup compared to what I was going to do before, and we shall see you guys next time.